All right, so let's look at our last one here. And we've got, so this is D. Kind of do this again. So we have, here we've got book income of 138,000. All right. This includes muni bond interest of 1,600. So remember that is going to be it's includable in the book. It's included in the book income. It's not going to be included in the tax. A charitable contribution of 3,900. Dividends of 6,300 from a 70% owned domestic corporation. All right, so that pertains to the dividends received deduction, which is going to be at that. If they own 70% of it, then they're going to get a 65% deduction for that. The corporation has a capital loss carryover of 4,900. So that would mean that capital loss, so they've got a carryover of 4,900 and a capital gain of 1,800 in the current year. Well, what does that mean? That means that in their book income, they had $1,800 of income, but for tax purposes, they're going to get to offset that $1,800 with some of that $4,900. All right, so do we have any? Yes, we have a charitable contribution. So remember, we've got 10%. And actually, this is pretty simple. Actually, we don't even have to do the charity contribution because, I mean, if you look, book income of 138,000, if we were to add back the 1,600, add back the charitable contribution of 3,900, and let's see, we don't have to do anything with the dividends received deduction. We're not going to come anywhere near. The 10% isn't going to come anywhere near limiting that $3,900. So I don't think we need to do anything in that case. So at that point, because 10, I mean, we're looking at, maybe close to 145, something like that. 10% of that would be 14,000. We've got a charitable contribution of 3,900. We don't have to waste our time. We know that there's not going to be that issue. So we don't even have to look at this right side here of the issue. But let's take a look. So we got the municipal bond interest of 1,600. So we're going to have to subtract that. This is our muni interest. There, we're going to subtract, make that a little bit closer there. $1,600 there. And then we have to figure out the dividend received deduction. So we could do that over here in our space. So dividends received deduction. So we've got 6,300 times 65% of that. Let's get our calculator. $4,095 is our dividend received deduction. So we will be subtracting that dividends received deduction. Minus 4,095. And then the capital loss carry forward, we are going to have a, so for book purposes, so the capital gain would have been included in that for book purposes, but we get to subtract it because we get to take that capital loss carryover of 4,900 and offset that. So for tax purposes, we're not going to have any capital gain income, but for book purposes, we have $1,800 of capital gain income. So we're going to subtract the capital gain of 1,800. And I think that's it. Like I said, there's no adjustment for the charitable contribution. If the charitable contribution had been like 13,900, then we'd want to do that calculation. But we can reason that we're not anywhere near needing an adjustment on that charitable contribution. So that's why I'm not even bothering with that calculation. So 138 minus 1600. I guess I did a minus sign and brackets in the other. Minus 4095 minus 1800. 130,505 is our result. All right, so there you go. That gives you some examples of how these problems work, and hopefully that will help to assist you in your homework completion. Thank you.